quit my business, I've quit my passion, because being a businesswoman and being self-employed was actually doing so much internal and mental damage. It was causing me anxiety and depression. And quite frankly, I did not turn my passion into a business for those reasons.
Why does it feel like if you're not monetizing your hobby, building a side hustle, or going live on TikTok at 3 a.m. in the morning, that you are falling behind? We were told that hustle culture was all about freedom. The freedom from your 9 to 5, freedom from your bosses, freedom to do what you love. But look around you. Everyone is exhausted, burnt out, and living this new kind of rat race. Today, I want to talk about the toxic side of hustle culture. How the dream of becoming your own boss has created this new form of pressure. Why monetizing everything has stolen the joy of actually doing that thing. And how the cost of living crisis is pushing us deeper into this cycle. Hiya and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to you. My name is Miriam and my channel is all about powerful social commentary and motivational content. So if this is a type of content you like, a content that gets you thinking, questioning things, feel free to subscribe to my channel and also give me a thumbs up as well so it can get pushed to more amazing people like yourself. So without further ado, let's get into the history of this video, as we always do. So let's rewind a little. Hustle culture didn't just come out of nowhere. This has been building for centuries. It started in the Industrial Revolution and then later in the 20th century corporate world. Back then, your value was tied to loyalty and hours. The longer you worked, the more you were worth. Climbing the ladder was the definition of success. Then came the 80s and the 90s. Wall Street, greed is good era.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high-energy, jackrabbit, wannabe, big-time, small-time, talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
And I never really learned. The 80s for me was like, keep buying, keep spending, you're making a lot of money, keep going for it, and I'm tapped, man. I'm really pissed off.
Brokers and lawyers working 80 hours plus a week, and that became the new norm and the role model. Work hard, grind for luxury holidays, fast cars, Rolex watches. Success wasn't freedom. It was about showing off. In the 2000s, Silicon Valley flipped it. Don't just work hard for someone else. Now start working hard for yourself. Entrepreneurship became something that was now glamorized, sleeping on the desk, coffees, boasting about no days off. Overworked wasn't just seen as normal, it was glamorized. You weren't building something, you were just average. So then came the 2000s, the beginning, the height of social media, where we saw the rise of Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and everyone could become a brand. Hustle became about visibility, not just working hard, but proving that you were successful. Be your own boss turned into a lifestyle. Content creators, online coaches.
My garage just bought this new Lamborghini here. It's fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
All feeding into this hustle dream. And then we all know what happened in 2020. That thing hit, right? And inflation doubled, rent doubled, bills doubled, wages stagnated.
It is so much worse than I thought it was. You're about to get nostalgic for 2019. The median rent price in the UK has increased from £700 in 2019 to a whopping £1,285 in 2024. That's an 84% increase in monthly costs for your average average renter. The average energy bill price, only including electricity and gas, has increased from £112 per month to £161 per month, increasing 44% in the past 5 years. The weekly shop per person has gone up from £32.75 to £54.30 per person. So your food costs are up by 66%. That's not even looking at going out for dinner or ordering takeaways. In 2019, per litre of petrol, you'd be spending around £1.20. Now you're looking at £1.46. That's a 22% increase. Now wages, they've only increased by 14 to 18% for the average worker over the past 5 years. But rent went up 84%. Energy bills 44%, shopping 66%, and petrol 22%. And the UK has it the worst, leading the average increase of consumer prices by 23%. And I think there are 3 people we can blame for that.
So suddenly hustling, right? Becoming your own boss wasn't a passion anymore. It was survival. People started turning to things like Etsy shop, Uber shifts, TikTok shop, just to survive, just to keep things afloat.
So according to creator Brittany Janine, the pandemic has changed us. And she said there's nothing that you can do to change her mind about it. Because as I was reading the thread, I can't disagree. I mean, apparently folks are getting scammed and being taken for a ride, and people are creating this illusion that they got it all together and they can help you, and they're lying. And to be real with you, some people did capitalize on the drive that people had to better themselves and to figure out a new skill. And so there was a lot to prey on when it came to some of these people who claim to be experts. I already told y'all I am a recovering hustler. I don't hustle no more, okay? I don't hustle and I don't grind. And if I start to do it, I stop. And the same thing goes for content. I'm not here to be your content factory. And for me, there is a difference between being consistent and being burnt out.
So hustle culture, from factories, Wall Street, Silicon Valley, to now what we know as TikTok and social media monetization of your hobbies and hustle culture in general. At each stage of hustle culture, we were promised freedom. We thought we were going to get freedom, but somewhere along the way, freedom has become this new form of pressure that we're now all dealing with, wanting to be our own bosses. Now let's talk about hobbies. The things that used to be our escape, whether that's painting, baking, anything that you can think of, fitness, journaling, gaming, etc. These were something that we once did for joy, not just for money, right? But now, if you share it online, someone instantly says, you need to sell this, right? So baking for fun, open a cake business, for example. Like working out, become a fitness coach. Like video games, start to stream it online, right? And mindset of today is, if it isn't making you money, then what's the point? And I get it, right? Cost of living crisis makes the pressure real, right? But here's the problem. When something becomes work, hobbies lose its joy and they stop being hobbies. Not everything that we do needs to be monetized, for God's sake, man. Not everything we do needs to be monetized. I'm even saying this for myself as someone who loves fitness, turned that fitness hobby into like personal training, then became burnt out, then stopped doing the business completely, right? Sometimes doing something just for fun is enough. You do not need a side hustle, right? Or you do not need to follow these gurus that are telling you 9 to 5 is terrible, is a rat race, because we are entering in this new sort of rat race. This is what I'm going to talk about now. Remember how we used to complain about 9 to 5 as a rat race? The deadlines, the commute, the awful bosses, or just your boss in general. We are now in this new kind of rat race, the rat race of entrepreneurship. The old ones were controlled by managers, But now the new rat race is by algorithms, by followers, by sales targets, right? That is the new rat race.
Being an entrepreneur has become the new rat race. Entrepreneurs leave the 9 to 5 with the visions and dreams of time freedom and financial freedom, only to find themselves in a proverbial rat race, but actually worse off than they were before. Because now they're not making the money they used to make. And in fact, they're probably bleeding cash, staying up at night, wondering why they did this in the first place. They set out to accomplish a dream only to wake up in their own nightmare.
TikTok shop, for example, right? Sellers stay online all day long because every hour, every minute, every second means a sale, and I'm sure these people are burnt out. I will play a clip here just for you to see and hear from the horse's mouth itself.
TikTok shop has officially burnt me out. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a step back because it is overwhelming and I receive so much crap that I genuinely don't need. I know a lot of people's TikTok goal is to become a TikTok shop affiliate and make money, and I have made money and it's so great, but sometimes it's not worth the stress. And I originally joined TikTok when it first started. This was back COVID. It was kind of like an outlet for me. It was super fun. It was so unserious. The videos we posted back then, we didn't care if they went viral or not, right? A lot of people that jumped on TikTok it was just for fun. Obviously, as time progressed, I came across opportunities to make some money, and that was great. But recently, it's just, for me personally, too much, and it kind of takes away the fun of the platform.
I'm done. I'm quitting TikTok shop. At least probably. I am so tired of TikTok shop. I'm not even gonna lie. I have had fun with it. The videos are fun to make. The free products are great. And I've made a few sales. So it's not for the reasons you think. I mean, yeah, I'm not successful. And I'd probably keep going if I was making $10,000 a month or something crazy. But in reality, it has done nothing but feed into my consumerism, and I don't want that. I don't want to spend all my money on crap from the TikTok shop. I don't want to receive all the free gifts or whatever products from sellers on TikTok shop. Not because they're not good products, but because I don't need them. There's this trend going around TikTok about no spend 2025. Well, I don't feel like I can participate in that, which I want to, if I'm a TikTok shop affiliate, because my news feed or my For You page is filled with TikTok shop videos, and every single one of them makes me want to buy that product. Oh my gosh, I need that leave-in conditioner or dry shampoo. Oh my gosh, I need that face oil. I need that skincare. I need that tripod, yada yada, so on and so forth. And I'm done.
A lot of brands have already spoken about this, but I do need to say my piece because the way my frustration levels are just I think it's fair to say that we are witnessing the downfall of TikTok shop. I know a lot of brands are coming off TikTok shop now because of the amount of things that are happening on this platform for sellers. It's really, really damaging, guys. For example, Carly's on live right now and we've had no violations because I can see from the back end of things. I can see she's had no violations. However, they have just took our shop, our basket, our whole shop down for 2 days. I'm probably one of the lucky ones out of a lot of sellers on here because I have an account manager that will basically sort that out for me tomorrow with hassle. It'll take a while. It won't just be a case of, oh yeah, we'll sort that out for you now. It'll be a lot of back and forth still, but hopefully obviously it'll get sorted tomorrow morning. But stuff like that happens all the time, and it could be gambling violation. Nudity, when Mia literally was on a live, she showed her arm and got done for nudity. Redirecting people to other places like the website. If you dare say website, they've even caught onto the fact that we were all saying the W, and they've put that through their little AI detecting system. Guys, it is crazy. Not only that, but you've probably heard about the counterfeit products that are going on right now. TikTok shop used to be so good, guys. It used to be so good back in the day. And now, I think it was Stephen Bartlett, said to Lucy that time, you need a life raft. if you're going to be on TikTok Shop. On top of that, they pressurize you into doing flash deals and campaigns and all this kind of stuff, like you need to sign up to this, blah, blah, blah. But you're already taking 9% off me, and now you want me to shrink my margins even more to the point where I am not making profit. And obviously TikTok Shop has created this culture now where everyone just wants deals and flash deals, and yes, we, like, as brands have kind of fed into that because of the pressure we've had on us.
Because it's not freedom. This is becoming a chain that is hanging people. And entrepreneurship was supposed to liberate us. Instead, people are working longer, harder, and they feel less stable, right, than they did in their corporate jobs. And we know people are quitting their corporate jobs in order to live this assumed life of freedom, of being your own boss online, having these social media followings, etc., monetizing off them, just to have this perceived idea of success. Instead of having a stable salary, their income depends on whether an app. I'm scared of this myself, right? Because the thing is, social media can decide. There are so many people it's happened to where they have completely just locked off their whole social media or deleted it because someone has reported them, and their whole platform has been taken, and that's their source of income. It's happened to so many people, right? And they decide that, or let's say the algorithm has decided, has been happening a lot on TikTok, that they no longer want to push the videos, right? Or your content that you used to do before no longer pops on social media, and you're not making as much money as before. What do you now do, right? Especially for this younger generation. To my next point, on top of running a business or a side hustle, you now have to be your own marketing team, demanding consistently for you to post daily. Not just daily, but multiple times a day.
Quit my business, I've quit my passion, because being a businesswoman and being self-employed was actually doing so much internal and mental damage. It was causing me anxiety and depression. And quite frankly, I did not turn my passion into a business for those reasons. I've realised that I don't want to be a businesswoman. I just want to do my service, because my service is amazing and it's very, very much needed in this world. But what I don't want to do is being so online on social media all the time, coming up with content, doing the right copy so it activates buyers to click on your link. I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to be having to come up with offers all the time and always thinking 10 steps ahead. Q1, Q2, Q4. I don't give a fuck about that. What I give a fuck about is doing my passion, helping people, being of service.
This is why me and TikTok and Instagram just have this love-hate relationship, because I cannot for the life of me. YouTube has always been my heart, because you can post once a week, but if your video is good, it gets thousands of views, right? But if you leave TikTok, Instagram, right, after several weeks and you come back, right, it doesn't want to push your stuff anymore. I don't know if it's just me or my content is not as good, right? But it's like you have to constantly perform, right? It's not even heard of in a normal job to be posted every single day, but we're making it normal. We're seeing these TikTok gurus saying that I'll show you this and that. This is what the new algorithm is. Always changes, always this, is always that, right? As humans, we just want a simple life, which I'll talk about later on. What I'm gonna say now is, it's no longer about showing your creativity or who you are. It's, if you don't, can I pay my rent? That's what it's about, right? And if you miss a week or something, you can't go back and you start losing income, right? So the thing that was supposed to be freedom now, right? That was supposed to be your freedom, now become your boss, which is what we're facing currently with social media. A stricter boss that never sleeps. So on to my next point. One of my final points. Here's the big question that I want to ask you, and you can comment that in the comment section, right? What do you truly want? Most people don't dream of grinding 24/7. They dream of stability like I do. They dream of a family, You dream of spending time with your family, dream of financial security, and just a peace of mind, which hustle culture currently does not give you, right? Monetizing your hobby doesn't give you either. But in this climate, I do understand that survival is so fragile that it confuses what we desire with what we need to do to survive. And that is why so many of us feel lost when asked, what do you want to do? Tell me, what do you want to do? Because the answer has been buried under pressure of the hustle. Someone consistently telling you to hustle, right? Hustle culture has promised us freedom, but has given us this new rat race. A world where our hobbies isn't just for us to enjoy, but for us to monetize in order to survive in this cost of living crisis. A world where we need to use social media to hustle 24/7 without rest. But think about this. Maybe true success isn't about monetizing every waking hour. Maybe it's about knowing when to simply live. So I want to leave you with this. Ask yourself, if money was not a factor, what would I actually want from life? I'm even asking myself that question. For me, right, let me give you a bit of my personal thing. I just want a nice house, right, that I love, that I own, with a car, live somewhere a bit close to rural, but still have some urban, have a nice peaceful family. I don't need to travel around the world all the time or have glamorous clothes or anything. Now, I'm not about that. I just want a happy, healthy family. Is that so much to ask? I think that is so many people's dreams, just to live a peaceful life. If people had jobs that paid them well, I don't think they would have to monetize your hobbies or hustle 24/7 online. I don't think so. And we're becoming a slave to this new, age of entrepreneurship when we need to monetize everything online. So I want to leave you that question, right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you were able to connect with what I was saying in this video. If you have any thoughts, feel free to put it in the comment section. And yeah, I would love to hear from you today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.